with men's tennis coach Jeff Halberg. Coach, a big non-conference win you picked up earlier this week against Northwestern. Nice to get back on the winning track. We were talking off camera after that match that kind of nice to go up to St. Paul and beat them because they did beat you 2 years ago up there. Talk a little bit about the match and from an individual standpoint, what you like and what you didn't like.
Sure. We made some adjustments in doubles. Actually, all three of the doubles teams were changed. We just needed a little freshness, a little, just to kind of get the guys refocusing on that, because sometimes doubles teams can work for a while and sometimes they go a little stale. The match on the weekend, we didn't play particularly well against Bethel. I mean, it was not a terrible match, but we just didn't play to our abilities, and and fair play to Bethel, they took advantage of it and they were all over us. So we went into the St. Thomas match on Sunday, really, trying to refocus and just, re-gear. Because last year we had taken a tough loss to Bethel, and then we turned it around and had a big win against St. Olaf. So we kind of went in with that mentality. Let's try and do that repeat. Let's try and do that again. Well, we actually played much better on Sunday, but unfortunately, St. Thomas played really well too, and so it was there were a lot of close matches. I mean, so the 9-0 score was a bit misleading, because actually there were a lot of close matches. We could have won several points in that match, but again, fair play to St. Thomas. They wouldn't let us in. They were just really tough. So we decided on Monday to kind of refocus and go, let's try something different. And so the doubles played really well right from the start against Northwestern. And Northwestern, it was kind of nice because, as you said, we lost to Northwestern 2 years ago. They just played just a great match against us, and so deservedly beat us on the day. But I reminded the guys, we can't let that happen again. I mean, we can't show up and come in with a half tank effort. We've got to really put it out there. And the nice thing, I think, is the doubles teams probably helped a bit, because with a new partner, you kind of almost your focus is a little tighter, a little closer, because you're with a new partner and you got to concentrate on that movement and combining and things like that. So so we started really well, didn't let them in doubles, and then singles we were really solid. We played right through the lineup. They had a solid team, but we kind of did the same thing that St. Thomas had done to us. We just wouldn't let them in. So.
And nice to get that momentum, because you've got a big weekend this weekend. You head to St. Olaf on Saturday, and then you come back here and you play Gustavus on Sunday. 2 big conference matches. Kind of the stretch here. You've got 4 matches left, all conference. Yep. And talk a little bit about the weekend, how you approach it. 2 extremely good teams that you're playing in the Olies and the Gusties.
Yeah, the Olies are really tough. I mean, they've really they've re-geared, and they're certainly every bit as good as they were last year. We were able to, as I mentioned before, we were able to upset them 7-2 last year, because in the coaches poll that they were ranked ahead of us, and of course they are again this year. It'll be interesting because Olaf is not going to want to let that happen again, and so it's going to be a battle on Saturday. Looks like right now with the weather, it's probably going to be in Owatonna indoor, which might help us a little bit, because we haven't had a lot of outdoor time, and so that could be an assistance to us. The last time we played them in Owatonna, we beat them. But having said that, you just got to show up and play and see how things roll. So. And then and then Gustavus comes in on Sunday, and right now they're really, really good. They're 18 in the country. They're probably going to move up, because I think they beat one team that was ranked ahead of them recently. So and even the losses they've taken, they've played a lot of top 10 teams in the country, and they've been very close matches. So. It'll be interesting to see what Gustavus throws at us on Sunday.
Does that give you a good challenge? The guys going up against a team like that. I mean, Gustavus has been the cream of the crop for forever in men's tennis, and so you're going in as an underdog. How do you approach a match like that in terms of as the coach? What do you tell the guys, and what do you expect from them going in?
Well, a lot of it is honestly just about learning, because tennis upsets are a little more difficult in tennis because if you have to play in order of ability, you can't stack a lineup. You've got to play that way. And there's a reason why Gustavus has won, 25 or 26 conference titles in a row. Because when you're in a match where you have to play in order of ability and you're playing against a team that's a little deeper than you are, well, that means you don't need one upset. You actually need 5 upsets. You need 5 points to win a match, and that can be pretty challenging. But at the same time, it does take a little pressure off of us too, because the expectations on paper are that, well, we're not going to win. But for the guys, it's not so much concentrating on the winning and losing. It's really concentrating on what do we need to do to play effective tennis against these guys, and pay attention to what they're doing to us. Because my guys are very capable, and they can do the same kind of movement and hit the same kind of ball. But it's the consistency and that belief under pressure that is that final thing that you have to get to, that final level, and that's really what you can take from it. Even if you take it on the chin in the end, you can learn a lot from it, and you can carry that forward, and it kind of helps to raise your own game.
Conference weekend for you guys this weekend. You're on the road against St. Olaf on Saturday, and then back here on Sunday against Gustavus. Good luck.